Hello, my darlings. My name is Victoria, and this is Veritas Tarot, Libra. You've been very, very patient, and I am going to, you're the first I'm doing the summer readings with today. I am using I've got 88 cards here, and they are all the major arcanas from 4 different decks. And the reason I'm doing this, it's nice, 1, to mix the cards up. 2, if you get the same card out from the different deck, then it's a double whammy in terms of a spiritual message for you. And also because the major arcanas represent, they're big messages from spirit, okay? They're the sort of trump cards of the tarot, and tarot is all about a sort of spiritual roadmap for you. It's your soul having a conversation through me back to you if the reading resonates. And it is a point of time, it's a sort of defining point of time to look at life lessons, to look at things in terms of where you are on your soul's path. And it's a time, as I said, for the big messages from spirit for you. And it's also about what potentially is outside environment influences on your life right now as well, and what spirit really wishes for you to focus your energy on at this time. And so I'm going to follow a certain layout for these cards, and we're going to look at the seasonal approach. It's the Wheel of Fortune summer reading. So, you know, with that, the Wheel of Fortune is basically talks about divine law. It talks about cycles in our life, and everything has a cycle. We have a cycle, it cycles in our life, as does nature. And so we're going to be looking at sort of winter and spring and summer and autumn, and we are now in summer, but this is not a timed in terms of what's happening in spring, summer, autumn, winter. This is just a point of time to look at the seasons as an analogy for what you may be bringing into your life, what may be blossoming, what may be coming into fruit, what you're being asked to release, what you're being asked to sort of rest about at this time. So if the reading resonates, then, excuse me just one second, if the reading resonates, then the reading was meant for you. It is you simply remembering in divine timing what you already know. And if the reading doesn't resonate, my darling, it simply means it wasn't for you at this time. There's always a reading out there for you at exactly the right time, as guided by spirit. If you would like a personal reading with me, all of the details are in the description box below. And thank you as ever for all your wonderful comments and your subscribes and your shares and your likes. I am so, so grateful. It's a lovely exchange of energy between us. And if you would like to do an additional thank you, I have got the donation link is in the description box below, and there's also a super thanks that goes along now with my videos, with my messages from spirit. Bear with me just one second. I just need to turn my phone on to silent. Thank you for that. So, and I have my dogs with me. They have had a walk. If they do bark, I will pause the video just for a second and then come back to you. So first of all, we're going to look, my darlings, at where you are right now, yourself. Okay, where are you right now? And this is in terms of where you are energetically. What's your current state of being? What's your current state of affairs? How you're feeling about things? Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what wants to come out for you. It's quite a, oh, what an amazing start for you. You've got the High Priestess has wanted to come out. So the High Priestess, a wonderful card to start your reading with. You are in a place and a state of being in terms of wanting to gather more information, wanting to gather more knowledge at this time, and whatever that may mean for you. The High Priestess talks about that state of being where we are in a state of awareness, a state of being where we're in a state of awareness. Thank you, Spirit. And when we're in a state of awareness about something, we are not caught up in the thoughts and feelings about it. We are aware that we are either being moved by something, we're being triggered by something, that we are feeling something that may be foreign to us, but we are aware of it. So we're not in a state of reenacting things. We're not in a state of reacting. We're in a state of response to it. And within that state of awareness and response, we start to make great big shifts and changes in our lives. Now, there is also here, because of the High Priestess card here, and you see she has her book and she's learning, and she's got this apple here as well. And what the apple represents in this situation is, well, within this reading here now, is that we have all of the seeds of growth within us, okay? And those seeds, and it's rather lovely because it's kind of talking about the sort of summer or the sort of harvest time, the sort of late summer, when apples are ready to be harvested. They will drop from the tree when they're ready. And so the information, the abundance can be gathered when it's ready. So what Spirit is saying is, if you're trying to seek the truth about something right now, if you're yearning for the truth about something right now, take yourself into a state of detachment from the situation and observe it for the knowledge, for the hidden secret little gifts, the little apples that are hidden in it, to see what is going to be given to you. Because every knowledge that we all have within us, we all have divine source wisdom within us, that will come to you at exactly the right time for you, my darling. On the front of this card, it says, meditate and turn inward to discover your soul's true desire. This is not a time for action. Develop your intuitive gifts and trust the wisdom that you receive. So if you're not meditating, Spirit is saying it is a time to do that. Now, I know for many that don't meditate, it seems quite a daunting process. But what about if you just looked at it as sitting in silence? You're just going to sit in silence or sit in stillness. And it is in the state of sitting in stillness that you receive, because you are quietening your mind. You're telling your mind to shush, and you are allowing within that stillness, within the silence, the words to come through, the intuition to come through, because we can't have words unless there is silence between them. And actually, silent and listen contain the same letters. And it is definitely this time for you at the moment that in terms of trust your intuition about any decisions that you're looking to make. And so sorry, hang on a second. Sorry about that. It's a time to do this meditation. It's a time of contemplation. Perhaps that word might be more comfortable. But whatever it is, it's a time to not do any action. It's a time to sit in stillness. And it's a time to receive as well. And whatever you have been receiving, whatever insight, whatever insightful information you have been receiving, whatever you've received from yourself or from others at this time that has resonated with you, that is source wisdom. That is the truth, and the truth will set you free. So it's this time of gathering information is a very important time for you to understand that the only information that is of the truth is the information that you don't seek to ask and seek to find through the mind. You understand that that information will come through to you in a way that you will appreciate and understand is a knowing. You will know and understand that it is the truth, and you will always receive it at exactly the right time for you. So if you're in a mad panic at the moment, trying to seek and find information, it's not coming to you, it's because your mind has got in the way of it. So I trust that makes sense. You will be given the information at exactly the right time, but it is asking you, if you're not doing this already, to detach from this, whatever this situation is for you, and start to look at the nuggets, the apples within it that are ready, they're ripe, they're ready to fall from the tree. So that's the first card for you. Then we're going to look at your environment, okay, your landscape. And what is, I'm just made a note of this, what is sort of the state of that's surrounding you? What kind of influence is it having on you and the choices that you're making at this time? So thank you, Spirit, the environment. Thank you. Oh, too many cards. Very interesting using all these different decks. Thank you, Spirit. What is the environment for Libra? That one wanted to come out. So you've got, oh, look at that. Well, you've got two cards that have come out. So I'm going to take both of them. You've got the Sun card here now, and you've got the Wheel of Life. So I'll show both of these to you. That's this one. And they've both come out from the same deck as well. And you've got the Wheel of Life. So what this is talking to me is talking to what Spirit is saying to me at this time. The sun helps things to grow, doesn't it? And the sun nurtures, and the sun is about things growing in the dark and then coming up into the light, appearing when they're meant to. So whatever this is for you, you're going through a period of growth at this time, and whatever inner work you are doing, whatever healing you are doing at this time, whatever tendering to yourself you're doing at this time, whatever nurturing you're doing for yourself at this time, is helping you to grow, is helping you to come into that full beauty of who you are. You are receiving so much insight at this time. Please trust it. It is extraordinarily transformational for you. I feel that many of you may have been hurt by love. And because I'm seeing the rose here and the rose with the thorns, let me just show you. But love also in this card is talking about the tenderness that you are giving to yourself at this time. And what Spirit is saying is that this environment around you is enabling you at this time to teach yourself self-respect and self-love at this time. It's enabling you to make, it's influencing you to make choices now to put yourself first, to put your healing first. And when you heal yourself, then you become this sort of beacon of light for others as well. So it's an extraordinary transformational time for you at this time. And the sun card also is, we all need the sun. Okay, the sun, we wouldn't exist without the sun. The sun is the light. And so the sun is very necessary. This inner healing at this time is fundamental for your journey at this time. This is what Spirit's saying. And then you've got changes. You've had unexpected changes in your life. This is literally, this is the card that I made a decision, or Spirit guided me to make a decision about doing a reading, focusing on the cycles of life. There has been quite a big cycles in your life. There has been big changes in your life. And what Spirit is saying is, whatever seeds you have planted externally, I think you're starting to see the signs of those coming back to you, because within the space of, if you look at these cards with the High Priestess, the Sun, and the Wheel of Fortune, whatever you have been doing to nourish and take care of yourself, you're starting to see those seeds that you've planted because of the nourishment, that you're starting to be able to see the full beauty of who they are. Some of your dreams have yet to appear, and Spirit is saying with this, expect the unexpected at this time. And reminder for all of us that, you know, just like Mother Nature cycles of the different seasons, there are seasons of rest, there are seasons of letting go. None of it is destructive. It is all paramount. It is all essential to life cycles. And you couldn't have the blossoming of the fruit or the flower unless you had the rest period of the winter. And that period of just quiet, and doesn't seem like there's an awful lot going on, but there's an awful lot going on behind the scenes. So this is a period of time where Spirit is saying to you, the situation is around you is evolving in its natural way. It's evolving as it's intended. This is the law of the universe. This is Torah. This is the law of the universe for you at this time. And don't expect the unexpected, i.e., just let it all, just say, I'm ready, just bring it on, whatever's meant to come in for me. And don't be surprised, my darling, if it doesn't involve what you feel might happen for you, but it's all in hand. And the universe is always, always our friend. So that's a very, very beautiful start in terms of the environment, about, you know, what's impacting you at this time, and also where you are also. So now let's look at winter. Okay, so winter's a time of rest. As I talked about, it's a time of kind of not wasting energy on things. It's a time of protecting energy. It's a time of gathering energy. And so what Spirit's going to show me now is what you're sort of taking a break from right now. Where are you not giving your attention to? What is awaiting to come in for that renewal for the spring? So let's have a look now for you. Thank you. Thank you. Winter for Libra. Winter for Libra. That one wanted to come out. Justice card. So what Spirit is saying in terms of taking a rest from is trying, this is the Justice card here, do you see? I think your mind is still very busy about a situation, and there's a lot of discussion, a lot of toing and froing about it at this time. And this is about you now taking a rest from what you think that you might know about this situation. This is why the High Priestess appeared as well. It's about accepting that there are things that you don't know. We all, oh, sorry, I'm watching Nut try and get up on the sofa. Bless her. Hang on a second. So it's about, we all have our own perception of life, don't we? We see the world through our eyes. Now, our eyes may see it as not as it is, but as we are. And so Spirit is asking at this time, in terms of winter, take a break from trying to perhaps work something out that you're not meant to know all of the answers for right yet. All of that will come to light when it's meant to come to light. And it'll be those answers that you will receive will be very fair. Of course they will, because they're coming from source energy. They will be integral for your journey. And they will be authentic and true, and truth is love. And so it's about trusting that whatever experiences that you are having at this time, and maybe somebody else or other people are having at this time, it is all fair, it is all right, it is all as it should be at this time. This is why the Justice card has appeared. This is divine law, and whatever experiences people are going through are necessary for each and every soul's evolution on their journey. So it is asking you to put aside what you may perceive to be the truth and come into a place of saying, I know nothing. I only know what I am telling myself. Now, if you have received your knowings on things and you absolutely know something's true and you know it without ego, you know it without judgment, then that is the truth. If there is ego and judgment attached to that belief, that is not the truth. So allow this to just allow your mind to step out of it. And this is why meditation is so important at this time. So now let's look at spring for you. So spring is a time of growth, okay? It's a time when things are starting to appear from the soil. So what is now starting to appear for you? And we talked about this in the Sun card as well, with the healing and the growth that you're doing. What is starting to appear in your life that is gathering up momentum, that is gathering up a pace? What is it that you're also focusing on at this time? Because when we come into spring, it's very necessary to look after those young plants, those young shoots, and slightly guide them in terms of their growth. So thank you for spring, for Libra. Thank you. Not too many cards, please. Spring, what is coming into growth? One more card, please. Thank you. Just one card. I saw strength there, which was wonderful. Let's see if it comes out. Release. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So out of winter into spring, you have release here. Okay. So this is the card of death. This is the card of the releasing of the old in order to bring in the new. Let me just show you this. So with spring, spring has those things that are starting to gather momentum in your life, those things that you're starting to get excited about, those things that are filling you with joy or with gratitude. None of those things could have happened without the ending that happened. So there has to be an ending in order to have a new beginning. There has to be some doors that close in order for other doors to open. If we always had in our life a full cup, we could never fill it with more things. So some things have to leave in order for us to experience, in order for us to have the new. But you see also with spring, with this, is it doesn't just end. Something doesn't just end. We have the experience of the feelings. We have the experience and the lessons learned from that. And that takes me back to the High Priestess card. So whatever it is blossoming in your life now is the experiences that you went through have caused this huge shift. And therefore you are feeling that you are shifting, you are changing, you are growing. And that is the momentum that's building at this time. And as you know, just like nature, plants don't grow overnight. You know, we don't just say, right, okay, I'm going to plant you. Thank you very much. You're going to be 2 foot high by tomorrow morning. And so I'm just thinking of that lovely, what is it? The children's fairy tale. It's gone, sorry. Anyway, what it's talking about is to have, to not be frustrated with yourself at this time, and to accept that everything happens slowly, everything happens in the divine pace that it should do. Everything happens spontaneously. Everything happens by itself. And if you can have radical acceptance, just like you do with nature, about how long it takes plants and trees to grow, and have it with yourself as well, and trust that you are exactly where you're meant to be. And there is much to learn at this time. You know, with the death card, there is much to learn. It's a beautiful learning opportunity, because this card appears when you are going through something extraordinarily transformational. And what the momentum that's happening at this time is the spiritual expansion of you, the spiritual connection of you, the spiritual energetic momentum, and an energy that is making you're creating things now to coming into your life. And you've had to, you know, you've, as I said, going through this slowly, it is something that you have had assistance with. It is very important when we go through these big changes in our life, these chaotic changes in our life, and this death card talks about this, that we do need the assistance of those around us. So if you're not asking for help at this time, do ask for help. But there are those there to give you universe's messages for you as you need them as well. And remember, my darling, that whatever you have gone through with this great big change in your life, it is because you have expanded beyond the energetic structure that you've been in. We're all energy. Okay, and if you imagine, we're all kind of like different energetic structures. And when there has been the reason for that structure has almost been ticked by the universe in terms of what the lessons are that have been learned, what the experiences are that have given the person tools to grow and expand, then that structure collapses in order for the formation of a new expanded structure. And you are in that space, a new expanded structure. And, you know, the death card is, because it's got the word release on here, and you've also got these white flowers here, it is talking about the completion of something that was very important in your life. So I go back to the apple. Look at what, in your high priestess mode, in your aware mode, look at the little gifts of the apple. What is it that you might not have noticed before that now you see as soul gifts in this situation? How has this situation helped you to release? How has it helped you to expand? How has it helped you to shift perhaps your perception of things? And then most importantly, your perception of yourself, because sometimes the greatest endings in our lives cause us to come into probably sometimes for the first time, a real deep appreciation of things that do matter in our life. And that includes ourselves, because we tend to put ourselves last. And I feel now you're beginning to put yourself first. And this release card, this momentum now is releasing people or situations, or this situation that had held you in a certain energetic structure. And the more you try and hold on to it, all you do is cause more tension in that structure. I don't believe this is what you're doing because of these beautiful cards you've got. But it is with the understanding that if you now have the ease and flow, there is something wonderful coming in for you. And these white roses talk about self-love and peace that you're being given. And my goodness, my darling, you know, that little bit of magic there with the unicorn, and, you know, whoever this is here now, you know, holding their arms out, embracing you, supporting you at this time. So now we're going to move on to summer. So we've done spring, now we're going to move on to summer. So summer, time of things coming into their full glory. It's a time of abundance. It's a time of joy. It's a time of happiness. It's a time where we have a wonderful expectation of life. And so this is when things have, you know, your manifestations are coming in. So what in your life at this moment is in that beautiful full bloom? What is in fruit for you at this moment? So let's have a look for you. And also, what are you appreciating and happy about and celebrating at this time, and very, you know, and very grateful for? Thank you, Spirit. I did see family there, which was interesting. And I also saw the release card again on another deck. So that's interesting. There we go. Healing. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Healing, healing, healing. What are you grateful for at this time? The connection with others, soul family at this time, the ability to let things go. I love, seeing dandelions like this, because dandelions for me, although some people might see them as kind of weeds, actually they're very important. I learned this a few weeks ago, that dandelions grow where they're needed to nurture the soil. So the people that you've had in your life right now have been helping you nurture yourself as well. But the dandelions also are about sending your wishes in the wind and letting go and not worrying about where they're going to land. They're going to land where they're needing to land. They're going to land in divine law. They're going to land as per natural law. And what you send out with a letting go, that disorder, the universe then brings it back to you as order. That is the law of order and chaos. And so what you've gone through is a law of chaos. You've gone through that with this dismantling, this destructuring of this certain structure you've been in, and now you're coming into an expanded structure. And healing is what is so important and has been so important for you at this time, because this journey, this journey is amazing and it's extraordinary. And when you have your eyes open and you can see it's all happening for you, and you're not caught up so much in the fear of it and the anxiety of it anymore, then it is such a blessing. But it is also incredibly painful at the same time. And it is also overwhelming at times. And that is why universe, God always sends those that we need just to help us. It might be a few words of wisdom. It might be a bit more than that. It might be somebody, holding your hand through a process, or giving you a hug, or being there, or simply listening, because sometimes the release and part of the healing is to let it out. Because if we pretend we're okay and we say, we're fine, I'm fine, all we're doing is harming ourselves. Because in the not letting it out, that dis-ease within us has to go somewhere. Energy doesn't disappear. It has to transmute into something. And sometimes it moves into physical parts of things that we may be feeling. So healing is so important. And non-action, again, this card is telling me healing and non-action at this time. This is your focus. This is what you're very grateful for, that you've gone through some form of completion. You're feeling now a sense of lightness, a sense of relief as well. It's a little bit like the dandelion wishes on the wind. And you have an extraordinary amount of empathy for whatever this situation is. And you are showing not only yourself kindness, but you're showing others kindness at this time. And there is a lot of clarity coming in for you, a lot of clarity. As I said, this journey is about releasing. It is not about gathering so much. It is about releasing. Yes, of course, it's about gathering those wonderful insights of divine source wisdom that we're given at particular divine timings in our life. But it's about releasing. It's about releasing that old conditioned way of thinking, believing, the programming that we've gone through before we realize actually we're not who we think we are. And it is the I in us that is this program conditioned person, the identity, the personality, but it's not who we are. We take responsibility for the I in us. Who we are is the universe, is spirit experiencing itself. And that's why we let it happen by itself. So be it. So be it. So stand back, observe, and the universe is perceiving itself through your eyes. And so that's why it's so important to detach and do non-action at this time, and continue to do that reflection, continue to rest and have patience. And rest, I mean, not just physical rest, but rest your mind, rest your pace, rest your need to have answers right now, have radical acceptance and peace about where you are, because everything is okay. And the Wheel of Fortune also talks about that. It's all going to be okay, my darling. So now we're going to move into autumn. So autumn is a time of releasing. It's a time of things necessary releasing. It's a time of things moving on from our lives. It's a time of not giving so much attention to things, but it's also a time of gathering, as I said, of things coming into our life as well. But it's a very necessary time. And it's always, we always think about autumn with the leaves, the different colors. It can be so beautiful, autumn. And there's a certain clearness in the air as well. So what things in your life are leaving your life and no longer needed, or in autumn as well, that lovely time of early autumn of gathering also abundance, your so deserved abundance. So let's see what wants to come out for you. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, that card got left behind. Thank you. That one did too. So I saw balance and I also saw a hangman. Thank you, Spirit. Autumn. One card. Spirit, what have we got? It's so funny. I kept thinking the Lovers, and I'd seen it as well. This is extraordinary. Okay, so you've got the Lovers card has come out. So the Lovers card, my darling, and I want you just to see there. This is something that is committed. This is a choice that you're going to be making. And it's a choice that has ramifications, long-lasting ramifications in your life. It's a choice about not making it too lightly. And it can talk about a love commitment. It can talk about an amazing relationship. It can talk about partnership or belief in another as well. But it's about you embracing now what is true love, and I'll talk about that in a second. And it says here, true love and deep, intimate friendships. Deep, intimate friendships are those friendships that our soul family, our soul tribe. That is the knowledge and the understanding. There is an instant recognition between you. And it's about you embracing true love. So what is real? Sometimes in our lives, we can get lost in a sense of reality that is not the truth. We get lost because of the perceptions on what we want something to be, and we wish for something to be, and then we're constantly shown that it is not what we thought it was, but we still want to try and retain and hold on to it. And so Spirit is saying, this is so beautiful with autumn, perhaps there is somebody or people in your life that you're really wanting them to be somebody other than they're not. And it is upsetting you and frustrating you. And Spirit is asking you to not waste your energy on time on trying to shift something that's not meant to be shifted at the moment. We can't heal another. We can't shift another. It is only within that person. It is their free will to do that. And they have to feel it. They have to really, truly want it for themselves. But it is also the reminder that everybody is exactly where they're meant to be on their life path at this time. So turn your attention. So release the expectation of somebody, because and turn your attention to those that are in your life that do love you, truly want what's best for you, are committed to you, are committed to your happiness as well. It's about making choices to trust in love, to trust in the power of love, to make choices from that place of love for yourself and love for another, without fear, without anxiety. And so if there are choices that you're making at this time that you know that are niggling at you and that doesn't make you feel great, Spirit is asking you to perhaps look at another approach and to give all of your energy, all of your attention, all of your emotion, all of that momentum towards what has been given to you, towards what is true. And when we look at a situation as well about making choices, when we look at a situation from the place and the state of awareness, the ego can't exist, it can't coexist. We are then making choices that are true. And truth is coming from source wisdom, and source wisdom is love. So you are making decisions that make you feel right and good, and you have compassion and kindness and understanding both for yourself and others as well. So this could be also, with the Lovers and standing there in front of God, it could be a commitment that you should be making, something that is going to have long-lasting effect, a beautiful effect on your life. And it could also be, you know, two areas of two people that are coming together that will affect your life in such a beautiful, positive way. But this is something, in order, do you remember I talked about, in order for one, with a death card, in order for one thing to come in, another has to leave. And so perhaps your attention that you're giving at this time to try and fix something or somebody, to try and fix a situation, and it's producing the same result, Spirit is saying to you, hush now. Leave them be. They are meant to be where they're meant to be. Turn your attention now to what does give you joy, what does give you happiness. Turn your attention to those that treasure you, and allow your heart to be open, allow to trust and love, because sometimes when we allow somebody else to be our source of happiness, they become that source of suffering for us. And therefore we feel hurt, we feel pain. But all that is doing is, if we're focusing on that pain without with feeling that it was all somebody else's fault, then what we're doing is we're focusing on, by focusing on that pain, and we're not focusing on the lesson. So try and flip it in your mind in terms of, what has it given you? What is their soul's gift to you? And you know this, my darling, because this is an amazing reading for you. But there is somebody or something or some group of people who are there for you, who love you, who see you as you are. And that is what Spirit is asking you to focus on now, and to continue to do the releasing of this other situation in your life. I'm going to pull one last card for you. Thank you, Spirit. One last card, please, for Libra. And this is if you continue on this path with this journey that you are doing, what, with this energetic shift, what is happening. And you've got two cards that have come out. You've got the wonderful Fool card, the Dreamer, and you've also got the Wheel. So look at that, luck, progress, and change. Spirit is saying, and this is almost like this circle of your friends as well, or your soul family that are around you. The light, the combined energy of you all is incredibly magnetic and incredibly powerful, because, you know, everything starts from original thought or thought, and everything you're causing and creating in your life. So the Wheel with number 10, there is a completion of something. And you've had two Wheel cards in this thing. So there is something that is going to improve in your life. There is something that is going to happen, as I said to you at the beginning of the reading, that doesn't involve your plan. Universe loves, God loves, Spirit loves a surprise and delight. So let them surprise and delight you. Let them bring in unexpected new connections, relationships, partnerships, opportunities, adventures, at exactly the right time for you. And all they're asking you to do, my darling, is, this is a new beginning for you. Believing. It's about believing in yourself. It's about chasing after your dreams like a child, you know, with that beautiful energy that a child has. Don't force things, though. Don't force things, because it's like asking a child to play, isn't it? You can't make a child play if a child doesn't want to play. So when you're within that space of really wanting to do something and enjoying doing it, you feel great. And that's because the momentum of your energy and motion, your emotions, is moving this forward. So embrace this new with the surprise and delight of a child, with the simplicity. I mean, look how she's chasing after that butterfly. It's about enjoying what you have in your life, seeing the magic in your life. We have the unicorn, those signs, those synchronicities, those coincidences. You're co-creating with the universe, darling. You are protected. Enjoy it all. Be wowed by it. Let go of things that you thought that were important before. And just know that this is the beginning of some wonderful, wonderful new cycle for you. And I'm going to finish it on that. I dream the dream. They say dream the dream and believe it, darling, because it is what I'm going to finish on. Anthony Hopkins. Believe, believe, believe. And if you can't quite believe, play the game of belief like this child, act as if it's already happened, because it has, my darling. So Libra, I hope that has resonated with those that have come to this reading and it's helped you. I look forward to doing you another reading soon. And in the meantime, do watch my daily readings, which are just 1 or 2 cards that I pull every day. Anyway, my darlings, so much love to you all and take care. Bye-bye.